Okay, hello, hello. Thank you for joining. Let's start our Monday session and let's get right into it first. Let's give ourselves a little stretch, moving the body. If you've been sitting for a while, don't hesitate to stand up and shake your legs. Up, I'm doing it as we speak. And then sit back down and do what you need to do to make yourself comfortable. And once you are, just close your eyes. And first, let's notice the weight of our bodies on this planet. So let's notice the weight of our bodies on our seats first. And then the weight of our feet on the ground. Connecting with the floor, maybe pressing our feet into the floor a little bit more. Tuning into the sensations of the soles of our feet, connecting with the ground. Might even perceive or feel the energy coming from the earth. And so let's set that intention to be grounded, to ground ourselves into the earth. And then moving our attention all the way back up into the chest and into the middle of the chest, into the heart. Connecting with the heart, and to do this, either touching this area of your chest with your hand, or else tuning into the sounds or the sensations of your heartbeats in your chest. And then just imagining as if your breath is flowing in and out directly through your heart. And you can keep breathing in a very normal way through your nose, feeling your tummy expand and contract as you breathe in and out. But then just imagine as if your breath was flowing in and out through your heart. And as you do this, slowly but surely start to deepen your breath a little bit, slow it down a little bit. Just make it a little slower and deeper than you usually do. And try to make it that little bit more regular and balanced as you usually do. So just paying that extra attention to having your in-breath and your out-breath, creating a harmonious rhythm, as if you're putting the same amount of time into your in-breath than your out-breath. And that timing is totally up to you, so that it's comfortable for you. So we'll do that for another minute together, a minute, 2 minutes in silence, so that you have time to find the rhythm that's best for you. Okay. And now you might start to feel a little bit more calm, a little bit more relaxed with that breathing. First, let's just remind ourselves of the direction that we're intending to take for our future. Maybe some of us are very clear on the vision that we have for our life. If that's the case, just remind yourself of this. Maybe some of us have more short-term clarity, maybe on goals that are coming a little bit quicker. That's okay, remind yourself of those. For some others, it might be just to remind yourself of your values. Just bring to your awareness what's important, what motivates you, what's your guiding light, the destination in the GPS. And when you're reminding yourself of that, have a little contemplation, questioning whether is this really the most important, or is there something even more important than what seems to be the goal? And try to see if you can pinpoint what's really the essence of what's important for you. Maybe you know that you want something specific in your life. But what if that specific is a means to an end, and maybe you haven't yet dared to dream about that ultimate end, that ultimate energy behind it. So just allow your mind for another minute to ponder on that. Maybe you think you want more money because you're gonna buy a house or a car, but maybe you really want it because you want to do some good in the world and be able to be more generous and invest in causes, but it doesn't seem, sometimes because it doesn't seem close enough or realistic enough for us in the moment, we don't yet allow ourselves to dream it. And I mean, it could be that, it could be anything else, it could be a longing to travel and feel free, a longing for stability. So whatever it is for you, there's obviously no right or wrong for that. Okay, and now let's start our contemplation of the recent past. So maybe focusing on last week. Imagine that you're turning around towards towards last week and taking a little bit of a distance as if you're floating above it and observing your own timeline and just noticing or remembering the things that worked well and the things that didn't work as well as you wished. And there you can look at the areas of your life that are important to you. If you want to focus just on one, it's okay. But just make it as personalized for you as you need. So looking at what worked well, what you would love to expand on, what you want to maintain and nurture. And on the flip side, what didn't work so well that you would rather change, let go of. And with all of this, you can also ask yourself the question if, regardless of whether something seemed to have worked well or not, ask yourself, is this aligned, or is this already bringing me some aspects of the essence that I'm after in the vision for my life? And there you might notice that sometimes some things worked well on paper because the results were achieved, but maybe the process wasn't as enjoyable, or maybe was done in a way that's maybe not necessarily aligned with what you believe in, what you stand for. So just allow yourself to notice these little maybe incongruences. And similarly, maybe something didn't seem to work well because the results were not met. But maybe there was some really good stuff in there. Maybe you had a lot of fun trying. Maybe it was with people that you really love the company of. So allow yourself to notice all of these things. But maybe it's not always so black and white. And maybe you might discover a few things about yourself, about maybe what's truly important to you, and also getting a different perspective on success or perceived failure. Maybe something seemed to fail, but when you look a little bit deeper, there's never a failure, there's always something there for us. So let's do this for another minute or two, pondering, contemplating. Okay. So now, after observing the week that's just passed, just imagine for a second that a version of this past week was to repeat itself over and over into the future. Do you have the sensation that it would bring you closer to your vision, to your goals? Do you have the sensation that it's already aligned and going into the right direction? Or is it pointing uh, in not quite where you want it to point? Just have a sense of the general trajectory that you would be on if the same week was going to repeat itself. And just have a look. And are you on target, nearly on target, or far away from target? And there it doesn't need to be very precise, but just get a general sense. And welcome this as useful feedback, useful information. Because just in case it's not yet on target, we're just now going to start to course correct so that week after week we are realigning our trajectory to point in a life direction that we would cherish. So to do that, now let's invite our imagination to join us. And we're gonna imagine the best possible version of the week that is starting today. A week that would indeed be very much aligned with our vision for our life, with our goals, with our values. And to prompt our imagination, and you don't have to do it that way, but if it helps you, you can go in incremental steps. And you can start, if you want to, by imagining first, what if everything that's actually in your direct, immediate control was to work well? So meaning that you're at your best, your ways of being are aligned, you are being productive, efficient, all the while satisfied, joyful, fulfilled, which leads you to make aligned decision and take action with ease. I'm not saying there is no efforts, but it feels easy because it's smooth. It feels like it's the right thing. So it feels like there is a flow and you're generating that flow. You're generating it, you're into it. As you're initiating the flow, it feels like it opened doors in front of you along the way. So what does the week look like and feels like when that happens? Because that's the other, the next step that you can stretch your imagination is, as you're in that flow, other people are responding in an aligned way too. And so then the things that are not in your control also open up and work well. So maybe there are decisions that lie in other people's hands. And then being in the flow, these people actually take the best decision for everyone involved, including yourself. So what does the week look like, sounds like, feels like when that happens? And as you're imagining that you're in such an expansive state and initiating such a lovely flow, the next step to stretch your imagination is, what if this flow opens up unexpected opportunities, unexpected possibilities, surprises, doors opening that you didn't even know were there? What could that look like? Maybe an unexpected phone call, an unexpected encounter. What could that bring into your life if you were to sprinkle a bit of that magic into the week? Again, allow your imagination to run wild. Don't even second guess it. Don't even run it by any sense of realism or logic. Just roll with it. What could be happening? What could you see? What could you hear? How would you feel? What might you smell or even taste? And as you're deep into this imagery, this visualization, imagination, I'm going to invite us to also set that intention that we are willing to go even further and to break the barriers of our own imagination in its current state, that we're willing and open to possibly notice and acknowledge possibilities that we're not even yet able to imagine right now, and that we would see and recognize them for what they are, and that we would be open to welcome these possibilities and opportunities into our lives. Just opening up to the max to the possibilities that are out there. And once you've done that, start to also noticing how all of this feels in your body. If we are doing this right, it should feel good. So just notice these sensations. Remember, your mind doesn't really know the difference between real or imagined. So let's take advantage of that. So with all of this beautifully imagined week, how are we feeling? And maybe you know exactly how you're feeling right now because you can name it and it's fine. But maybe you don't really know, it's just a sensation here and there in your body, and it's fine too. There's no right or wrong. Maybe you couldn't put a name on it, but you definitely feel your body. Maybe it's maybe you maybe it has a color or a texture. And these sensations now, we're gonna make them more intense and more vibrant and brighter. And to do that, I'm gonna invite you to imagine, visualize, feel as if these sensations are literally flowing in and out through your heart with each breath. Whenever you breathe in, you're feeling in these sensations inside yourself with even more realism and vibrancy. It feels that they're getting even stronger, as if they're making all of your cells vibrate to their tune. And every time you breathe out, imagine or visualize as if they're oozing out, radiating out from your heart into the field around you, into the space around you and in front of you. And the more intensely you feel them inside of you, the more powerfully they flow out in front of you. And every time you breathe in and out, it feels like it's getting stronger and stronger. Every time you breathe in, feel these sensations inside of yourself, and every time you breathe out, feel or imagine or visualize this heart energy expanding, not just outward but forward, as if it's projecting even further and further in front of you. And now I'm going to invite you to harness this energy in an even more powerful way, imagining that this energy that you're radiating out from your heart, imagine that you're gathering it all in front of you so that it's so powerful, shooting out from your heart, that it's like a laser beam that is expanding forward, not just in space, but also in time. And in doing so, it's opening up a portal right in front of you, a portal in time and space, a portal that opens up in a new timeline for the week that is starting just today. Knowing that on the other side of the portal, everything is aligned, all of the possibilities, opportunities, the flow that is aligned with your vision, with your goals. Everything is over there, accessible, So now let's just walk through the portal, shall we? Imagining that we're taking these steps, walking through the portal now, and knowing that as we're walking through the portal, behind us, the old timeline is just turning into dust, is dissolving behind us. We're committing now, walking into the portal to this new version of the week, this new reality where we have access to the possibilities that are aligned and supporting our vision and our goals. This is no longer just a vision, this is our lived reality. Each breath we're taking now is a breath inside this new version of our world. We're in it now. So as you're on the doorstep on the first day of this new week, this new version of your timeline, of your time on earth, just allow yourself to breathe in this new reality and taking a moment to explore it. How does it feel? And maybe look around and notice, is there anything that you're seeing already? Are there new colors? Is there more light? Is it more vibrant? What about the sounds? What sounds fill the space? Is it quieter? Is it louder? Do you hear voices of people who you know or voices that you don't know yet? What might the voices from this new timeline sound like? If you were to touch something in this new version of reality, what's the texture? What's the temperature? Is there any scent in the air, any new smell? A freshness, a warmth, a new beginning? Maybe if this moment had a taste, what would it taste like? And don't worry if you're not a visual person or an auditory person. Just allow yourself to breathe in and out and connecting with this moment. Maybe you can feel inside your body. You can imagine, you can pretend that you're feeling this connection between this new reality, these new possibilities, and your own system, your own body, your own cells. And so enjoy this moment. Notice how that feels like, how expansive, how magical, how you this moment is, how aligned. And now to make sure that we can stay in this state and at any moment during the week reinforce this reality we've just stepped into, we're going to create an anchor, something that instantly connects us to this energy that we're in right now. And this anchor is something very simple. It's a very simple physical gesture, something easy, something you can do anywhere, anytime. So I'll give you examples and take a moment to choose yours. It could be just pressing your thumb and your index finger together. It could be just placing a hand over your heart. It could be a subtle movement, like a deep inhale through your nose or rolling your shoulders back. And it could be anything else that feels right for you, something that feels natural. So once you've chosen your anchor, we're going to apply it now. As you're feeling this wonderful energy vibrating within you, apply your anchor. So if you chose pressing your fingers together, press them now. If you chose a hand over your heart, do it now. If you chose a deep breath, take that breath now. And as you do this, just know that you are locking in this new reality into yourself. This is your signal to the universe, to your mind, to your body, to your soul, that this shift is real. And from now on, whenever you repeat this simple gesture, your body and mind will instantly remember and instantly connect you to this version of your reality, to this version of the week of your timeline. Your anchor is your key. Every time you use it, you reinforce your path. Every time you use it, you strengthen your reality. So take one more deep breath and feel it locking in, and just know that the shift is done. And after we finish this session, as you will go about your day, you will notice the subtle shifts. You will pay attention to the small signs, the unexpected synchronicities, the moments of effortless flow. These will all be confirmation that your new reality is already unfolding. Okay, and on these words, we're going to bring ourselves back in the here and now, this new here and now. To do that, just rub your hands together until they're warm. Place them at the top of your head and gently touch every part of your body, from head to toe, literally, starting from the top with your face and scalp and your neck, down to your shoulders and your arms, and the front of your body, your chest, your abdomen, the sides of your body, your rib cage, all the way down to your hips, your back as much as you can reach, and then from your hips all the way down your legs, your knees, your lower legs, and all the way down to your feet if you can. If you can touch your feet, it's great, but if you cannot, just press your feet into the ground one more time, feeling the earth underneath, and thanking it for allowing our human expression into this world, into this plane. And then and only then, when you're ready, just open your eyes. And welcome back. Ta-da! So thank you so much, everyone, for spending this time with me again. And have a great week. Have an amazing week. And I'll see you next Monday for the next one.